join us Friday nights. Whiskey round table, pour a dram or flight. Whiskey round table. Oh, Greg, Karen, and the Whiskey Wizard talking facts and tastings. They've got you covered. Whiskey round table. Oh.
Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
You guys missed, you just missed the whole funny part, but that's okay.
Well, we missed the end of the story. You know, it's like that. It's like the Breakfast Club. Yes, I'm dating myself. When Bender's crawling through the ceiling, and he's like, chick walks into a bar with a poodle under one arm, and then all of a sudden he falls through the ceiling. You never hear the rest of the joke. So before we went on, Doug started telling us a story, and then I'm like, we gotta go. I'm sitting here hanging down.
Well, why was I talking about an expression that we use that was, I said, where did that come from? And I said it was from the movie Aliens.
Yeah.
Get frosty. Let's, stay frosty, meaning, alert, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
And if you remember that movie, that's where they start out with, they're kind of like Marines, right, going in to rescue these colonists, right, from the aliens, right? So
it's been so long since I've seen that.
But the other expression in that I always use is move like we got a purpose, people. That was from that movie too.
Nice.
And again, that was the Marines. But I used to say that to my family, my kids, whenever we were going somewhere and we had an objective like shopping or I would use that terminology. So there you go. So
did he, Shauna? She's over there going, yeah. Yep.
Nice. She says, yeah, she's heard it way too many times. So, gee, what show is this tonight?
This is the 24th show.
26. Yeah, you knew.
Damn it, I was
but
right
anyway.
there, knocking on the door.
Yeah. So,
there goes my
you're
microphone.
gonna knock the bottle.
and the bottle.
Oh,
look
my
what happened.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Sometimes Bam Bam forgets just how
Yes.
strong he is.
It's a little bit, yeah.
It is what it is.
Bam, bam.
What do we call you? Mongo.
Mongo.
Mongo from Blazing Saddles.
So 20. Does it seem like we should have done more than 26 shows?
Yeah, well, you're always on vacation. I mean, how
Well,
many shows can we do?
I was a couple weeks here and there, and you guys are going to be coming up.
I'm just
on a
busting
little-
your chops.
But
You covered for us a couple of vacations that we didn't talk about.
We certainly don't go every week, but a lot of weeks.
Got it there?
No.
All good?
Check 1, 2. Check, Greg. Give us a
All right,
sound
ready?
check.
Up in you.
Okay,
Up in you.
all right.
Oh,
all right.
look at you. You spiked that sound, too.
That's what I'm talking
All
about.
right.
Go, boy.
So so we're gonna be gone October 9th through the 16th.
So there'll be 2 weeks there.
Yeah.
And while you guys are on your vacation, I'm going to take that opportunity to drive to Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Carlisle's
where
very
my
nice.
cousin Phil, who's a master woodworker,
Yeah.
in the Whiskey Wizard, where behind me there's always that table with the bourbon on it and stuff, and the whiskeys. But so I'm going to be getting rid of all that, and my cousin Phil is hand making me 2 corner cabinets for whiskey display.
Is that your cousin Phil Filter Snatch or something?
Phil McCracken.
Phil McCracken?
No.
Oh, just checking.
No. Phil Weaver, who watches the show,
Phil Beaver?
even though he's not really a whiskey drinker, but he's more of a craft beer drinker.
But you are.
He enjoys our banter so much that he still watches.
Thank you, Phil. And
Thanks, Phil.
sorry, I have an Uncle Phil and I have a cousin Phil,
yeah.
so, I feel like I'm allowed to make fun.
But you guys.
So are you going to hit some establishments to see what's on sale over there, or what?
Well, it's Pennsylvania, so you remember it's even more antiquated than Ohio.
I didn't know if they had any Total Wines.
Liquor's
there.
only sold in a state-run store.
Sure.
Do you have access to the Army base there? Because I'm just curious.
Carlisle Barracks is there, yeah.
I wonder if you have any inside track to what they may have on the base.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
that they.
my
I know
God.
that they only do, chain liquor stores there. But I just thought you should check. You might be surprised. What's
I'll
up?
certainly see if there's. Yeah,
Come on, you can't drop the ball. I'm going to be shopping.
Right.
My
No.
vacation.
So, yeah.
That's why
but,
we go on vacation.
That's
so
why we
can
go on
shop.
vacation.
Anyway, so I'll be doing that, and we had to do some calculations to see that if there's four, each thing has two sections, so there's 4 pieces overall, and we rented a very large SUV.
Okay.
So but we had to do some math to make sure that my mom could come. Because
She's not gonna ride on the roof
Yeah,
like Aunt
she'll
Edna,
be,
is she?
she might have
Was he
to.
making her a rocking
She was
chair?
maybe
over
going to
there,
have
or
to
what?
ride on the roof, or we were going to have to pull her chair behind.
She going to make those special sandwiches?
The dog went on the sandwich.
Anyway, so I don't know. We have lots of sponsors. Do we want to? Let's give them a shot.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go to Carlisle and pick them up
Pick up the furniture
while we're
while
when
you're
you
on
do-
vacation. Yeah.
And then are you going to install them as well, or is that going to be? Do we have to wait for that?
I think that's Matt or Greg's problem.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna. No, I will. I'll try to. If I can, I'll prepare the area ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of work because all those bottles have to be boxed up and moved somewhere, and then tear all that down and make the space so it's all ready. But yeah, I'd like to have it ready so when I got home, I could just set it up and
Sure.
it's going to have some nice lighting. He won't share. He's shared photos, but we've gotten to the point where he's gone dark and he's not going to share anything with me till
Smart.
I see it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But then it's going to be stained to match our mahogany furniture in the dining room. And then it's going to be lit for optimal whiskey displays.
Nice.
Very
nice.
cool.
So yeah, and there'll be 2 matching ones. Now, when you're watching The Wizard, to the right of me is another table that has a bunch of whiskey on it, and that's where the other cabinet will go.
It's funny when this past Memorial Weekend, before, like a month before, me and Rich, who watches the show, Frank and Karen's neighbor, great guy, me and him built that American flag bar.
Oh yeah, nice.
And so the last week, he went dark on me too. I'm like, can you send me pictures? Like, I'm not sending you any pictures. I'm like, oh, you bastard. But the reveal was fantastic.
Yeah, Bill said this is the last photo you're going to see.
Yeah, awesome.
But they're going to be beautiful, and yeah, well worth it. And hell, we're going to replace our stupid IKEA bookcase. I said that'll be your next project. I know we probably bought 3 of those, and they all fall apart in about 10 years. Everything starts bending and breaking,
Right.
and coming apart. It's crap.
Nothing better than homemade furniture.
Yeah, made by somebody that is a craftsman and knows what they're doing. That's my cousin Phil. So
Awesome.
Perfect.
anyway,
Awesome.
we'll probably
Thanks, Uncle Phil.
we'll feature that, and at some future time, and we'll give him a shout out because
Sure.
I think if anybody wants custom furniture, certainly in the Carlisle, Pennsylvania area, they ought to be looking for Phil. So
Well, and if you are willing to travel, sounds like
and if you're willing to travel and bring it back, yeah, exactly. So
very cool. So you were
Nice.
going to talk to our sponsors.
oh yes, I was just going to mention our sponsors again: Cleveland Bourbon Co-op, Royal Havana Cigars, Village Martini, Simply Greek, Low Imports, Rollin' Smoke Barbecue, Chagrin Valley Beverage, 21 Stays, North Coast Jazz Ensemble, and last but of course not least is Rawhide Firearms.
Amen.
All right, so yeah,
Awesome.
What a list.
we love our sponsors here
Good people.
on the Whiskey Roundtable.
Great people. Great,
Yeah,
great people.
all of our sponsors are straight up great people. A lot of credibility.
Well, and that has something to do with why they're our sponsors.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
That's
You
true.
know,
What you smoking, G?
I'm smoking a what do they call it? A La Polina.
Is that Rocky Patel?
I don't know. I want to say it's Alec Bradley, but I'm not sure.
I just saw it looked like an RP
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
sides.
There you go, Rocky Patel.
Is
My
it?
bad. Yeah, this is the new cigar out. I just opened it today. I didn't do any history on it like normal, and just like to so far enjoy it and try to figure out what's in here. And it's a good cigar. It's full Maduro.
I was smelling it before you lit it. It smells really nice.
Yeah, I got a little coffee out of it right out of the gate, but
yeah, and when you're,
nice.
it's not as potent like as some of the other cigars.
Yeah, because I do smoke some pretty heavy cigars. I said I wasn't going to smoke today because my brother was in from Texas, and between Thursday night and Sunday morning, we went through 2 cases of booze, and I smoked almost 50 cigars myself. So I said I wasn't smoking for 2 weeks, but life's short, so let's start all
smoke
over
50
again.
cigars in a weekend, it'll be shorter.
You ain't kidding,
Yeah.
but unbelievable.
That's
That's a lot of cigars, and I'm a Maduro guy, so I mean, I'm smoking heavy cigars. But I'll tell you what, I didn't smoke a bad one.
You're sounding a
Well,
little bit
that's
froggy
good.
by the.
I actually was losing my voice. I was coughing up phlegm and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I said I have to take a break, kids.
Nice.
So is my brother watching today?
He is watching today. Him and John Donnelly.
Donnelly, we'll see
Jennifer
Donnelly.
Boggs is on there.
We'll see Donnelly, I think, on the
And,
23rd.
She
Nice.
was sad to miss the Jefferson's Ocean Voyage 22 that we did last week. But certainly you can watch the show, Jen.
So can I cut in when you said that real quick?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know this to be fact, but I think Sidecar found us 2 more bottles of that.
Of what?
Jefferson's Ocean?
22?
Weeded.
Or 22?
Weeded.
Weeded, the 22.
Yeah.
Okay. I dang, I love that. And I found out, I was just going through my stock, I have another one, Voyage 21, and now I remember,
There you
I
go.
bought that when we were at the store. We just saw it, and thank God Shauna goes, you know what? It's kind of expensive, but you should just get it. And
Just get it.
she twisted my arm.
Life's short.
Okay, I got it, and I was just looking, and there it was. I go, okay, I have the 21. Maybe we'll have to see what that one's about.
Didn't I give you? I know
You
that
gave
you
me the
and
22.
You gave and
That was the one you just said here.
yeah, but I thought I gave you an open bottle and an unopened bottle.
Honestly, I don't remember. But,
I gave you a bottle that was open for you to drink, and then your unopened bottle.
You might have. Gee.
But at the end of the day, I still have an extra bottle, so no worries.
That's a nice.
No
those are
worries.
Great. What a great concept! I still excited about that concept of strapping a half a dozen barrels of bourbon on a ship and letting it go around for 3 years, and then
Wasn't sure where you were going with that. Okay.
Strap it on. Is that what you said?
Big
barrel,
J's.
strapping on
His
it.
Where-
mind's always in the
Barrel.
gutter.
Where's my lighter? Which
Which lighter? Which one?
The
Blue one?
penis lighter.
Oh, I think we got rid of that.
Aw.
No, it's over
The
there.
sensors.
Nah, leave it
Remember the sensors? They
Anyway.
made us get rid of that.
Anyway, so Jennifer Buggs, she said, I have a 3 for you all. A 3. What? Do you know?
Oh, Voyage 3?
I have a 3 for you all.
Nice.
So very nice pickup.
Wow. And, we still have the...
Isn't Jen? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
still have the J. Riddle that Jen gave us. The peated bourbon. That's something unique I think we should do on the show sometime.
Heated bourbon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sparking my interest.
So what else we got on the scroll today?
Let's see. We got Kayla, the singing
Miss
voice of the
Kayla.
Whiskey Roundtable, is out there
Rob.
Wow.
watching.
Rob
And
is
she's
watching.
gone to a show, Writers Round tonight, so...
Rob, I see you have your sporting wood today. I appreciate that, and enjoy your pineapple.
That was a very disturbing picture, I must say.
Of that, yes. It was an interesting photo, Rob.
Open up. Open wide.
Is that his date for tonight?
It's a state for tonight.
Does his girl know?
Careful where you sit.
He's like, man, it's going to be hard to sit on this. Hope I don't get a splinter. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, that's
goodness.
funny. So Jennifer's asking everyone what they're drinking tonight, and people, you're slow on the scroll here because you're not answering her. But she's got your favorite, Greg, Rabbit Hole Derringer.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm kidding.
One I've not had.
Good.
Greg is not a
I
rabbit hole
am not
fan.
a rabbit hole.
He's not a rabbit hole fan. Well, I'm.
But you know
I'm
what? Wait.
Pre-showing with some old Bardstown.
Can I? You got old Bardstown over there? Get the hell out of here. So I know that rabbit hole sold last year, and they have a whole new revamped all their stuff. The new owners, and so I am willing to try some rabbit hole, and I have. Every bottle of Rabbit Hole that people have given me, I've re-gifted it because it was so terrible, in my opinion. I wouldn't drink it.
It was just young, right? There was
young,
nothing
but
to it.
It was ugh.
So, but you know, Jen
is
knows
that
her.
an MGP?
I don't know if it's an
Product?
MGP.
Okay.
I didn't listen. That's how bad I didn't like it. I didn't even research it.
You didn't even
listen. What's in
much.
the bottle tells the whole story.
Okay.
Period.
Well, but
So.
you know, if Jen likes it, that usually is.
Well, that's a good
what
sign.
I'm saying.
That's
If
yeah.
Jen
usually
likes
a
it,
pretty
it's probably,
good indication.
and that's a new under the new regime, so to say. So I'm open. You know.
And Shauna's having her 4 roses. Of course.
Shauna, Miss Shauna.
And that bottle's almost empty. That was full when you got here. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, that's her second bottle.
Look at her. She's
Married
giggling
to
over
Doug.
there.
What are you gonna do?
She's in heaven. Greg made her popcorn.
Yeah, I made her popcorn.
She has her
I
bourbon.
can see she doesn't like it either. Should eat that popcorn.
Wait.
What's going on?
At home, if she has a little sip of bourbon, she's going, "Do you have any popcorn?" Like she's totally
What?
conditioned.
Do you don't have popcorn anymore?
No, I do, but I have to make it because I'm like a Pavlovian dog.
See? That's what I'm talking about. All right. I was gonna say something, but never mind.
Let's see.
Never mind. Nothing to see here, kids. Move along.
Donnelly's drinking Whitmire's whiskey, bourbon, and rye.
Good stuff.
I don't think I've ever heard
Again,
of that.
Whitmire's.
Good stuff.
Never heard of it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Yeah, and Doug, as you mentioned, we're all drinking Bardstown for our
Bardstown.
play
old Bardstown is kind of a. Well, it's just a bourbon's bourbon.
Yep.
That's how I would classify it. I figure it's a good pre-show because it's going to certainly our featured whiskey should be all the more enjoyable.
Well, I'll tell you what. I stepped up my A game on my Infinity bottle, son. So
Oh.
Good
okay.
luck. I'm about to go for
I'm starting to sweat
two
because,
years in a row here.
We'll have to do that on one of our shows late in the year, maybe right before the holidays.
We're gonna try it tonight.
Huh?
I added
After
6.
the show,
I
we'll
added
try it.
Steve and me. He made sure that
All right.
I had 6 bottles of a shot and a half, and I just added that.
Well, that's
yesterday.
kind of nice of you, G. So you're going to actually give me a little insight into my competition for the year.
Sure.
You'll let me have a little.
Sure. And that's a
sample of-
175 bottle, so
Yeah.
that goes a long way. So
So if you guys recall, we do a little competition, blind taste test of our Infinity bottles, and G has a philosophy where he just mixes everything in there. There might even be some tequila in there. Who knows? I kind of keep it all. It's either all American whiskey, so bourbon and rye basically, and that's kind of what I do. So maybe a little bit of American single malt, but last year he did win out, so I got to give him the nod. But
I want to revisit your trip. I'm glad that bottle turned out great for you guys.
yeah,
really.
Our
That was
Hammer Hang,
fun.
which is basically our Infinity bottle, Greg
We were on a
helped me
mission.
make an extra.
We were
one.
on a mission.
And it worked out perfect.
It did. It did work out very
We're sitting
nice.
around the fire. It's a beautiful night. Stars are
Got your
out
best
over us.
boys with
And
you.
everybody, yeah. And
Yeah.
we finished the featured whiskey of the night. We all have to bring a nice whiskey and then share it. And then everybody's like, "That's it? We're out of single malt already?" And I go, "No, not really." So I brought it out at the perfect time, and everybody loved it. So,
Well, it was an honor to help you out
Yeah.
with that, and I'm glad that everybody liked it. I got a lot of thank yous, and that was great. And I'm glad I could be a part of it, so to say.
Yeah.
And I got the last taste before it jumped on the plane, man. So that's awesome.
yeah, that high low
Or
group
actually in the car. You
really,
drove, right?
really
You drove.
heightened my whole interest in whiskey.
Yeah,
So.
that's cool. Awesome. Yeah, I corrected myself.
He drove.
You drove. Not very well, but
So
you got there.
Karen, anything else you want to ask?
No.
Well, I got a couple things out.
okay.
I got a couple things, and Steve, I don't know why you're feeling unloved right now, but Donnelly says, he's probably over there crying in the corner down in Houston. I don't know.
Would you pull your pants down, Steve? Get over it, son.
I just said
not every black person has a long, what. But anyway,
I just said to Donnelly, he's just way too high maintenance.
Long attention span.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I don't know.
He's our diva of the family.
Well,
Did
it's
we
good
not
to
mention
see.
him?
I did. I said I don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it was great to have him here in the audience
Hang
last week.
Hang on.
I
Hi, Steve. I love you. Miss you. Maybe I'll see you on the 23rd. Bye.
23rd of October. Okay.
Oh dear, that's good.
But I don't think I'd met Steve before last week, Greg. Had I?
Yeah, he's been there. That's the
Before
second
last
time.
week?
That's the second time he's been on the show. At the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Maybe you weren't on the show that day.
Maybe I was one of the ones I was.
What do you
gone,
mean?
or-
What, we're not going to do a show.
No, I mean pre-Doug. Was it
Was it
pre-Doug?
maybe
right before the end of
Because
the
I remember you
demise.
kept talking
so to
about your
say.
brother Steve. I don't think
Yeah,
I'd met
yeah.
him until last week.
He's a great guy. Very knowledgeable.
But okay, so
All right, now
let's
don't
get
get
into this,
crazy.
kids.
Let's
Let's
get
go.
into the
Let's
show.
go.
But before we do, Wizard, what's new with you?
well, I don't know what's. I mean, not necessarily with me, but did you guys hear about the new restaurant that's opening up in downtown Cleveland, Karma?
No.
No, what?
I understand. There's no menus. You just get what you deserve. All right.
That was better than last week's. I got.
Well, I mean, you don't hit.
All right, kids. Thanks for
Nobody-
watching.
You don't hit a home run every time.
Big
you're up.
G. Catch you next week. Go.
So maybe that was a good solid single. Here we go.
That was
So-
a good single.
All right, come on. Let's get into this. Come on.
So
let's
I
do
think
it.
we're ready to get into the whiskey. This is a
Let's go.
whiskey show, everybody,
Let's go.
and so maybe it's time to move on to today's whiskey.
To today's whiskey. Before we do today's whiskey, though, let's get a close-up on the
Let's
bottle
get a
cam.
close up.
Oh, we got a bottle cam.
We'll be right back.
Get the hell out of here.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
All right, kids.
Oh my goodness!
I hope
I'm
you had your
dizzy.
you need to have your Dramamine before that one.
Yeah, there goes my
what?
vertigo.
Whoa.
No,
How'd you get it to do?
So Karen, what are we having tonight?
as you saw, we are doing the Belle Meade, just the regular sour mash bourbon.
Small batch, sour mash.
Sour
Straight
mash,
bourbon.
yep.
Right.
So I know we had done. I don't even know if that's.
We had done.
We
had
done
done
did.
do it?
We had done did. A couple months ago, we did the Belle Meade Madeira, and
Which was fantastic.
Oh,
it was very good. It got really, really high scores. And just to reflect, when we had done the show back then, Greg, you gave it a 3.85.
Right.
Doug, you gave it a 4. I gave it a 4.2.
it's by that definition, I'm trying to obtain some more for my bar. So
Yeah.
And we had our friends from Sapphire Creek in that day,
Right,
and they
right.
both gave it greater than a 4. Rich gave it a 4.25, and Matt gave it a 4.15. So very respectable scores on the Madeira.
So
We did that.
Well, I was talking with Mark Anderson this week from Cleveland Bourbon Co-op. When I told him that we were going to pull the XO and put this in there per his advice, and for some reasons. But anyway, he says, "Gee, I've never had that, but it's supposed to be one of the best sour mashes you'll ever drink." So I told him I'd give him a sample bottle. So.
And I'm glad he did give us the inside scoop on that.
I mean, he
Right,
keeps,
well,
he keeps a close money grip on us for sure.
well,
So.
so I mean, just so everybody understands, we had advertised we were going to do the Belle Meade XO cognac cask finished bourbon, and it's apparently what we were informed about is it's It's been discontinued.
Or going to
Very
be discontinued.
essentially rare, and our audience may have a lot of trouble obtaining it. So, not one of our concepts on this show is we don't want to feature whiskeys that our audience can't buy or obtain.
Sure.
It seems a little bit pointless. So that's why we decided to make the switch. The sour mash should be still available. Maybe not necessarily in Ohio everywhere, but still obtainable and worth seeking out and you can at least get your hands on it. So
Awesome.
So to talk a little bit, because I don't want to redo everything that we had just talked about a couple months ago. The
couple weeks ago.
couple months
Was
ago.
it months?
Yeah,
Sure.
it was back in July. We
Oh,
did.
wow.
Yeah, we did the
Sapphire
Madeira.
Creek.
So that's like our 20th show.
Thanks, Doug.
Oh, goodness gracious. But what I found to be one of the most fascinating stories about the Belle Meade was how it made its resurgence. So I just kind of wanted to
That's a great story.
give that
for
kind
sure.
of briefing real quick again.
Sure.
So it was in 2006. There were two young graduates, Andy and Charles Nelson. They were out running an errand with their father in Greenbrier, Tennessee, and they were running low on gas, so they pulled over to fill up. And right by the gas station where they filled up, they noticed this historical marker. And you've seen those around. And it went into detail about the Nelson's Greenbrier distillery. I actually have a picture of the brothers. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Standing next to that actual sign.
They're like, cool, we had a distillery? We didn't know that. So.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read it.
Tucker Carlson.
It does. It does. A blonde one.
Too funny.
So this is the sign that they saw when they stopped to get gas. I'm sorry.
I was going to say I was going to have you read it, but that's okay.
Do you want me to?
I would like you to.
I can read it.
People to read it.
So it says 1 mile east on Long Branch.
Charles
1 mile
Nelson.
east on Long Branch, Charles Nelson opened Greenbrier Distillery in 1870, the largest producer in Robertson County of sour mash whiskey and fruit brandy until 1909. Nelson's helped provide economic prosperity to the area. The original metal-tiered warehouse, later used to smoke tobacco, and Spring House still stand.
I don't think it was a place where guys went and smoked cigars. It was actually a place where they
dried it
hung
out.
tobacco and dried it out.
So they saw that sign. So they had heard stories through the family, you know how families tell stories, in their history about the distillery, but they thought it was just like a moonshine thing that went on.
Myth, kind of family myth or something.
Yeah, so they were actually on their way to the butcher shop. So when they got to the butcher shop, they asked the butcher there if he knew anything about the distillery. And what's ironic is that right across the street, basically from that butcher shop, was the Greenbrier Distillery, which was still standing, was the barrel house, the fermentation building, and the old spring house, and the spring was still running. So it intrigued the brothers, obviously. So they went to the Greenbrier Historical Society, got more information about the distillery, and they actually still had some original bottles from the distillery at the Historical Society that had the Nelson name on them.
That would be fantastic.
They saw that, and then they knew what they had to do. They
knew what their life's mission was, and if it wasn't for them seeing that road sign, who knows if we'd be here tonight.
That's cool because they have the
sampling Belle Meade whiskey.
On the label, what I call the state label, boom, it's got Nelson Distillery and da-da-da.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nelson's Greenbrier, on the back of the label.
Yeah.
So maybe on a future bottle cam they might see a picture of that.
Oh. Who knew?
Oh, goodness. Anyway, so as we had said earlier, we are doing the sour mash. Very quickly, this bourbon, it's created from proprietary blends using different high rye content mash bills that range from 6 to 8 years. And they complement it with different yeast strains. Actually, 2 different yeast strains that are used in the production.
And I think that's kind of classy that you don't even have an age statement on a bourbon, yet it's the youngest thing is 6 years. So 6 to 8 years is, and they only do how many barrels per batch? So
Blah, 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 blah. I have that here. It's sourced from MGP. It's blended in
Right.
tiny 4-barrel batches. So I'm assuming that means...
yeah, so that bottle is there's only 4 barrels worth of
Whiskey.
bourbon that's
With bourbon.
that's the same as that particular bottle there. So each small batch is 4 barrels worth. That's a pretty small
Sure.
batch. And I think that's pretty.
Should I pour it
that's
back in a
pretty-
bottle and get something else real quick?
That's pretty neat. No, I think
Get that XO out. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that. Did you have the?
What's the
did
proof?
you have the grain bill?
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Before I get to the grain bill, the sour mash label means that some of the stuff in it was from a previous distillation. It's called backset.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. Most bourbon is sour mash. There's
Starts there, doesn't it?
There's some sweet mash, like the Peerless that we tried one week.
Right.
But yeah, that's more typical for bourbon. Particularly pot still made bourbons are going to be what?
No, you just said pot still.
Pot still.
Easy, kids. It's a family show.
Most of the time are going to be sour mash.
Right?
And they do that to increase the acidity of the liquid, and it helps the fermentation and reduces the likelihood that bacteria is going to ruin
Yeah.
what you got in there. So,
Nice.
mash bill. This is they don't really say what the mash bill is, but it's thought to be 64% corn, 30% rye, 6% malted barley.
Makes sense.
And they're like, it's not that they don't say it. That's what they think it is. It's not really officially
So my
noted
source
anywhere.
says that it's made. They take 2 barrels of 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley, and 2 barrels at 70% corn, 21% rye, and 9% malted barley, and those get blended. So
Sorry.
So, yeah,
so does
so-
that matter? I mean, so because they only do 4 barrels at a time, I'm assuming it ranges. Like each one could potentially be a different mash bill, or no?
no, it's just that it adds to the uniqueness of that particular whiskey, right? The one we're tasting tonight, only four barrels selected from the rick house went into making that.
And I think there's
So-
some. I looked at it on the front label. I believe there's some different things on there that say, with shit. Hang on.
Just look at it.
Yeah, I
just go for it.
All right, take that back. That was on the XO. My bad.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. On the XO, it had barrel, rick, had all that stuff labeled on the front of the bottle. So, sorry, wrong bottle.
So Jennifer is saying that the sour mash is better than the cognac finish. But,
Well, that's kind of
I
what
don't
Mark
know.
Anderson kind of hinted to, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see in a minute.
we will see.
Well, and
We're going to eventually taste the other one, but
Sure.
and we talked about having the guys from Rayon Cognac.
Yeah, so I was going to interrupt you earlier about how the story got started, so to say. A very similar story. 2 guys from college. Ohio State, wasn't it? Ohio State?
Oh,
2 guys
gosh,
from
I'm sorry, I
college
can't remember where they were.
that got together and they would, before Uber was Uber, truck all these people around and make money, taxi cabin out of their cars, and basically the story was, well, what are you going to do with your money? And it's like, well, I'm thinking about doing a cognac. So that's basically how the story got started. That's not the whole story, but that's basically how it happened. It was on a fluke, so to say, and the rest is history. And we all know that cognac is fantastic.
Amazing.
yeah. And I have a feeling I'm going to love both of these bourbons a lot. So
Yeah, amen.
And it's a Cleveland product, so it makes it even better.
That's right.
yeah.
So one last thing. So this won a double gold at the 2015 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It is 9.
What,
Is that a heartbeat?
what the hell are you doing?
Oh, okay.
What is that?
Must have been jogging.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I wasn't intentional.
Doug's getting bored. So, okay,
No.
that's Mike. Let's move it on.
Moving on. Come
Anyway,
on.
so, and it's 90.4 proof, and it goes for about $40 a bottle.
I've not seen it for that price, but that's the MSRP. So
All right, kids.
Pass
All
it
right.
out.
Let's do it.
About time,
All right.
as Ralphie would say. Sidecar. About time.
About time.
When's Ralphie gonna? Is he gonna come for the Halloween?
Well, so
We're hoping so.
so I think he will come. Ralphie just got a new job, so
Right.
with a $20,000 pay grade more than what he was making when he was already making nice money, and it's he's got to
weekends
travel, which is fine, and he is head of his position, and some of his spots are here in Cleveland, so we'll see Ralphie on a more regular basis. So
Oh, that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it worked out real well.
We're very happy.
You're welcome,
about
Ralph.
Yay,
that. Now we're
Ralphie.
happy for him.
You're welcome, Ralph. All right.
I'll tell you, I just, while you were talking about Ralph, I took a whiff,
Ooh.
and it's very caramelly.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Not to tip our hand.
And what's the
but
proof on this?
that's-
90 or something?
90.4 proof, which is lower, I think, for a bourbon.
And I can't remember.
94.
90.4.
I think
Okay.
I think Steve. I think did you get me that bottle? Let me know if you got that bottle. I'm almost positive because he had me
I have.
buying Belle Meads. What's that?
He may have.
And there was some other stuff too. Roland. Oh my God, my mind's a blank. But I think Steve. That bottle came from Steve.
Well, I'd get like caramel, toffee,
Yeah.
candy corn. Like this is like on the nose. Like
I get no ethanol at
no,
all.
it's
No,
like
I
a
don't either.
Zero.
It's like a candy bomb.
It's
on the
very
nose.
nice.
I just compared it to the old Bardstown, which is a good bourbon, like
Yeah.
you said. And yes, I agree. There's no
So,
ethanol compared to
so
that.
I said, if you guys remember, when I opened the bottle pre-show to fill the glasses, and I smelled it, I was like, "Uh-oh!" And the reason I said "uh-oh" is because the floral of this was so good, it always scares me for the palate.
Really?
Always does, because it's always apples and oranges. Always apples and oranges. So I get
Oh.
a little worried that it smells so great. I hope it tastes the way it smells.
Toffee, butterscotch,
Yes.
candy corn, little oak in there, maybe some like biscuit or
Get a little dry oak in there.
bread dough.
Rubber
or-
biscuits?
Rubber biscuit.
Rubber biscuit. More like bread dough or something like that.
Oh,
This is
That
when
is
we're
really-
married, man.
So
Julio, get the stretch. All right, that's right.
No, this is it's a great, great sweet candy
this is
bomb.
one
I
of the
agree.
best noses we've had some really good ones lately. But this is really really
I'm
nice.
trying to get something out of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get ethanol out of it of some sort. The alcohol, but I can't get anything out of that. But you're right. The floral is fantastic. Caramel, dry oak. Toffee. You talked about butterscotch. Yeah, I agree with you on there.
It is. I do. It's funny because sometimes I'm always on bourbons. I'm always struggling to try to find something other than the regular oak, caramel, butterscotch notes. And I do get the floral notes out of this, and it's not like your old grandma's perfume floral.
Right.
It's a sweet floral. It's nice.
Wow, that's
There's some fruit in
I'm
there. There's some
getting-
fruit in there, but
Yeah, a
there's
little
some
like
fruit in there.
I don't know, dark sweets though to me, like dark chocolate, a little bit of that. But it's just wow.
Are we
that
in?
is-
We're going in.
Yeah.
kids?
Well,
let's
do you want me
do
to
it.
read?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
So
Let's hear
officially
the
from the Belle
official
Meade
notes.
Look at them
website.
legs, man. Holy shit. Very consistent. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The nose, maple syrup and caramel,
Caramel,
We got
for
that.
sure.
floral fragrances,
Wow.
Got it.
Hey, Big G, that's really quite damn impressive.
and a citrus zest.
I'm not getting any citrus
I'm
here.
not getting any citrus either.
No, it's all sweets and candy. And
But hey, after 50 cigars from last week, Steve, thank you.
You're fine.
My palate and my nose are done.
Yeah.
hopefully it's just a fleeting thing.
We had a great time. It was a great time. We had so much fun. Oh my God! The only thing that was missing
after
was
the
Donnelly.
show last week was fun on the porch.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot of fun.
I thought Donnelly was coming in with him. I thought it was going to be a big surprise, but Donnelly being on the 23rd, we're going to fly him in. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, could you, not get sick this time?
Yeah, Donnelly. Next, you know, you have to give somebody a kidney or something. You're killing us over here.
Okay,
All right, let's go
let's
in
go.
on
Let's
this
palate
one.
this baby.
You know what? I'm gonna have me a little soda water first. That cigar I'm smoking is the I'm halfway through it. It's very dry on the second half, and I don't like a dry cigar at all.
I'm not going to say anything until you take your sip because I want you to. Wow, the legs are extremely long on this one. Holy shnikes. Look at that.
I'm getting kind of middling on the legs.
It is so smooth.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that I noticed after taking the taste. It is so smooth, and I do taste the rye in this.
I get on the back finish. I get pure apricot.
Really?
I do.
Yeah, I
do.
some. I definitely get some orchard fruit in there, and now I didn't get like typical vanilla is a profile on bourbon, but it didn't come out to me till the palate. I didn't get any on the nose. Ooh. But of course, you got vanilla in most candies and things. But
Pure apricot.
more oak and spice, probably from the rye.
Man, is that good?
Yeah, that's a nice.
I get pure on the finish is pure apricot. Wow, is that nice?
I can see that. I can see the apricot. Yeah, absolutely.
I still get like a little dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I still think a little bit of a candy bowl.
Hard candy for sure.
Yeah.
Hard candy for sure.
That's
very, very nice.
It's very
But
good.
now I know, I'm sure that Jennifer knows what she's talking about because I'm still jazzed to try the XO someday. But
We will.
this is a very good whiskey. Not to tip our hand before the scoring part. Do we have any official word on the palate?
On the palate, caramel and vanilla.
I get caramel. I didn't really get any vanilla.
I did on the palate. I didn't get it on the nose.
Man, I get pure apricot. I'm just drinking it. It's my third time. It's pure apricot on the finish.
So it says caramel and vanilla, bold rice spice,
Okay.
and hints of apricot.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Hey, Big G, that's really quite damn impressive.
So
a twofer.
twofer, and after 50 cigars, that's
Maybe 50 cigars
maybe did something there.
All right.
It burned out all your taste buds, and now
It
they've
did.
regrown.
It
So
did.
good
We've got
job,
little baby
good
taste
job,
buds.
Steve. Way to
Nice.
enhance his abilities there.
So you're not disappointed from the nose to the taste,
No.
like you thought you would be.
You're right, because every time we talk about this on the show occasionally, is like every time, something is so floral and so very gentle to the nose, and then you drink it and you're like, whoa, I wasn't, because you're thinking about, man, that smelled so good, and then you drink it and it sometimes catches you off guard and you're like, I wasn't I wasn't waiting on that, that's for sure. But anyway, it's so far 1 and 2. Very happy with it.
Very consistent with the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen. Generally,
call, Mark.
if the nose is outstanding, the whiskey won't disappoint. But yeah, I've been there. I've had that where you've got an incredible nose and the palate's a little not quite as.
It's disappointing
Yeah,
because you
disappointing.
have an expectation after
Yeah.
nosing it, and then it just goes
Okay.
down.
What's the finish?
Finish. Long, smooth finish with mellow cherry and plum notes.
Doug called the cherry, man.
Accented by cinnamon.
I didn't get some.
All without the burn found in the other 90 proof bourbons.
There's no burn all. At all.
No, it's
And that's one
None.
of the things I said. As soon as it's just on your mouth, it's so smooth and just silky. Like
yeah.
It's
You know
very
how
good.
when you have a chocolate and that kind of sticks coats your mouth a little bit. It's almost like what this does, in a very good way. It's like, yeah, it's very smooth and.
You talked about chocolate. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, I agree with you on some chocolate. Little hint of chocolate, but it's very almost. It's very light. If that
It
makes
is.
sense.
Yeah.
Very, very
Like if you had a cherry cordial, it has
Yeah.
that cherry with a little bit of a chocolate taste. So
Fantastic.
This is nice.
Awesome.
I don't know. We've just been having so many good whiskeys lately. It's going to be a little challenge on the scoring here, but before we get into the scoring, should we feature the bottle one more time?
One more time.
oh
Let's do
yeah,
it.
let's do it because those are always fun.
I want to get Shauna's opinion when we come back.
Okay.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
So sometimes when we're down here and you hear a dog barking in the background, that's our big horse up there. So
Georgia.
yes, Greg always says if you can get past the dogs and then get past the guns, then
God bless.
good luck to
We
you.
can get you right out the back door. Ain't no playing here, son. I'm well equipped. Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right.
I'll probably
So-
beat your ass first before I shoot you. but
Before we
anyway.
get into the ratings, you want to ask Shauna what she
Shauna, give
Yeah.
us your opinion.
I enjoyed it. I like that it doesn't have a burn. And can I give my score?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay. 3.8.
3.8.
Okay.
Go, girl.
Very
Good
good.
score.
Must have been the Burt popcorn.
3.8.
All right.
Yeah,
Doug,
we-
let's
we-
go.
We got to get our other pan back and do the popcorn right.
Yeah, that was a mess up, but anyway.
So Dunbars are scoring first. So what do you
Let's go.
say
Oh
there?
gosh. Okay. So it's tough 'cause
So much pressure.
I'm
I know where I'm
the
at.
risk of
I know where I'm at.
being easy to please. We've been having so many good whiskeys, but I got to be honest. This is where I'm going to score this one. This is a definite 4.0, and it's one that I need to have in my collection,
All right.
along with the Madeira, and I haven't had the XO yet, but it's in my collection already. But if Kayla can get us another bottle, then maybe I'll get to try it.
Yes, please, Kayla. Please, please, please.
Man, that is so good.
Greg?
Damn.
Okay, Big G, where are you on this one?
I'm with Doug.
4.0.
Solid 4.0,
We are
huh?
in tune, Big G.
Nice. Any...
When I had the third drink out of it, the third tasting, just to verify what I absolutely, I said pure apricot on the finish. It was great. No heat, great product. At that point, I just said to myself, it's a 4.0 to me. So, good deal, man.
When we were at in downtown in Nashville, there's a world famous cocktail place called the Patterson House, and I've gone there a couple times now.
Didn't we do some showing on that or no?
We've talked about it. It's just, if anybody ever goes to Nashville, you must go to the Patterson House. It's just incredible. But they they said there that they think that Belle Meade bourbon is like when they serve that to a customer, they so often get people going, "What is this? This is fantastic!" So, hats off to Belle Meade. I think they do a great job. Or Greenbrier, it's a contract distilled product, but they do their own aging and they do their barreling and aging. So, hats off. So far everything I've had, I've been really, really enthused about.
So Andy and Charles are doing the Nelson family name very nicely.
Yeah, what a great story.
Yeah, that is a great story.
So, you know what? I think I'm right there with you guys. I've grown an appreciation for Scotch, and that is obviously my wheelhouse lately. But I will say this is very, very good. And I'm going to have to go just a tinge higher than y'all.
Wow.
With a 4.1.
All right.
I would
4.1. Wow. That is.
Karen Helen Keller, you really got it, sister.
I would say this is definitely something you want to have in your house. I would also add that if you're new to bourbons, this is
would be
great
perfect.
introduction.
Perfect introduction.
I agree with that. I think.
I agree. Absolutely.
Because there is no burn, it's a little sweet. The nose,
But it's not.
the palate, the finish, it all just blends
It's not
together.
sweet in the. I would say in the negative way.
No,
when
absolutely not.
I would say that some of my friends that say bourbon's too sweet, and I just like Scotch. They're into totally Scotch whiskey. This is a good one for Scotch drinkers to try as well.
Sure.
It's got almost that malty sweetness and a lot of complexity. Again, it's just an excellent whiskey. So.
And I like the
Very
fact
good.
that there is no burn. Sometimes switching back to the bourbons, you do get a lot of that
Heat.
burning heat, spice,
Sure.
and this doesn't have that. I think that's why I think it's a great introduction for somebody that wants to try some different things. And for $40 a bottle, it's a reasonable entry level
Oh yeah.
type of drink.
I mean, I think you might not be able to get it for that in a lot of places.
Yeah, well,
But,
it was $53, $52.99
Is that what you got?
plus tax. But
I'll
I
be
think
honest,
Steve brought me that
I
bottle.
wouldn't bat an eyelash at paying $80 for that bottle.
No,
Agree.
I hear.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, totally agree. It's this is our bottle.
That's our bottle.
Okay, good, because I know what I'm drinking after we leave tonight.
I'm looking forward to having a little more when we move on to the next segment.
Porch party. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got?
All right, let's see what's on the scroll.
Let's
If
see on the
anybody
scroll,
out there wants to give it a score, if you've had it before, Jen, I give it a 4.1. I didn't even see that, girl.
Okay.
Yes, we are on
All
the
right.
same
Well, I'm going to
wavelength.
move up to the official scoring, and we'll add Jen because
Jen is always right on, man. She's always right on
she
spot,
knows her
man.
bourbon.
She definitely does.
Great, just fantastic.
Yeah, I had to give it that 0.1 because just to say 4 means it's got to be on your shelf. 4.1 means, yeah, goddammit, you better have it on your shelf.
I could easily have given it that score. I just feel like I'm a little bit easy lately, but really the truth is we've had so many great whiskeys lately that whatever. But it's fantastic.
So-
Love it. And
I have to ask, the finish said that there were plum notes accented by cinnamon, and I've been trying to pull that out, and I'm not pulling that out.
I'm
Are
not
you
either.
guys?
I didn't pull that
well,
out.
I got some like cherry cordial.
Yeah, you
so
did say cherry.
some cherry.
But I didn't get any
with
plum, but
a little hint of chocolate. So
But no
didn't
plum
get
and cinnamon.
No, not really cinnamon. Cinnamon's common with rye. These are high rye
Yeah.
grain bills, but I don't really get cinnamon.
No, I don't either.
A lot of ryes that's something in the profile I'll get, but not here.
Awesome.
I just love the way this whiskey all comes together. So. Shauna's pointing to her watch, so it means we
All
need
right,
to.
let's go.
Uh-oh.
She's watching the time, so it's time
go.
for what, Karen?
The Whiskey Wizard.
Right. So we'll do the Whiskey Wizard because we have a special segment that ties into the Whiskey Wizard that we'll be doing following the Whiskey Wizard.
You ready?
All right.
Yes, let's do it. We'll see you in a
few minutes, kids.
8 minutes, kids. Whiskey Wizard. It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge and artisan's skill and dedication and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Okay, tonight we're providing another product review. This time, the Whiskey Roundtable wants to tell you about the Whiskey Liquor Aging Kit. That's right, the Whiskey Liquor Aging Kit. So we all know that whiskey magic starts to happen once fresh make spirit is placed into the barrel. Then it takes several years for American whiskeys, a decade or two for Scottish whiskeys, where the interplay between the spirit and the wood results in the removal of less desirable organic compounds, while a whole range of delicate compounds that add smoothness, richness is pulled from the oak. And aside from the temperature, the rate that all this happens is highly proportional to the amount of surface area where the spirit meets the wood. Now, once the whiskey is separated from the barrel and is bottled, that is when the aging and flavor development stops. Well, that is unless you have something like this whiskey aging kit. Now, I've seen these aging kits for a while and finally decided to give it a try. So how this works is simple. You just remove the lid or cork from your selected dram. I decided upon Four Roses, yellow label, and then you take this aging stick and insert it in with the special lid and fixture into the bottle, and then there it goes, just like that. The aging stick is made of American white oak that has a thin layer of char on its surface to approximate the barrel's influence, except that the ratio of surface area to the total amount of whiskey is much higher than it would be in a normal barrel aging process. The folks at Whiskey say for best results to age your whiskey at least 4 to 6 weeks with the aging stick. I like that this suspends in the whiskey and does not touch anything else. I took 2 identical bottles so I could keep one as a control with the other receiving the whole treatment with the whiskey aging kit. I placed them in the living room with a little not to disturb note and let them sit for what's now going on about 8 weeks. Now it's time to see what the results have yielded. Will there be a notable, more mellowed, more aged character to the bottle that received the whiskey aging treatment? Well, that is exactly what we're going to find out right now. Wow. Okay. Let's do it. So you can see what that looks like. I'm going to pour a little bit out of that one. We'll go ahead and place that for now. Okay. Now I'm going to pour my control. See how that one comes out. Okay, well I'm going to give you a close-up now with some good lighting so you can compare the two. But it appears to me that for sure the one that's gotten the whiskey treatment is definitely darker. So that's something I noticed right off the bat, which is quite promising. Now I'm going to do a little taste test comparison now between the whiskey aged bottle and my regular plain control bottle of yellow label Four Roses. So I'm going to start with the control. It's definitely my standard 4 roses. Okay, again, can't believe that's like less than $20 a bottle. So here I go with my almost 8 weeks of treatment with the whiskey aging kit. Let's see what we got. Well, I do sense a difference here. I get a lot more surprise oak, but there's a nice rounded spiciness to this that I wasn't getting on the control. That's really quite interesting. So I'm going to taste again. It's definitely a little bit softer too, more rounded, more complex. Well, I think that there may be something to this. I do feel like this one tastes smoother and more complex than the standard control out of the bottle. So what I'd like to do now is we're going to put this to a further test. Okay, well, you now have my at least initial impressions about how the whiskey aging kit worked, and now we're going to go back live where I prepared a little blind taste test to see if the cast members on the Whiskey Roundtable can really tell the difference, me included. So this is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard, for the Whiskey Roundtable. Cheers, Slàinte mhath. And now, back to the live show. See, that's kind of like my whiskey wand, if you will. Back to the live show.
Just when you thought it was safe to come back live.
Amen, kids.
See, that was kind of like my wand.
So we have a beautiful Shauna with us.
So Shauna's going to help us out with this next segment. So you saw my discussion about the whiskey aging kit.
We had a lot of fun with that. No?
Yes, I think it's
not the whiskey, the whiskey.
The whiskey aging kit. And so this is quite an interesting concept and product. So that, I think when I did the Whiskey Wizard and tried, it was about eight weeks. And so we're now at about 12 weeks because I just took it out I took the aging stick out of the bottle today. So it's had extra weeks, and they said about 4 weeks of aging with a whiskey kit is like about 2 years in equivalent aging. So because of the ratio of the surface area, it actually has a much higher aging time.
So I'm sorry, you said it. How does that equate? How much adds a year?
So like 4 weeks of aging with a whiskey kit is equivalent to barrel aging of 2 years.
4 weeks, 2 years, and you had this for
12 weeks. So that would be 6 years of additional aging. So I think what's quite interesting is if you look on camera there, it's maybe not so easy to see, but maybe if we take a look at the two glasses, I think that you can tell which one has gone through more aging.
Yeah, but we're not going to know what that is, though, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our tasting to the test. And so the Whiskey Roundtable crew is going to be blindfolded, and then we're going to have to. Shauna's going to mix them up. We aren't going to know which one we're getting. If we're getting the control sample of the regular yellow label, or we're getting the whiskey aged yellow label, that should taste essentially 6 years of additional aging longer. So it will. So we're going to see if this works, how well, and if we can tell the difference. So why don't we get on with it?
Let's do this.
Okay, so let's put these things on.
Okay, this is going to be fun.
Okay, wow, that's kind of tight.
I would say I almost couldn't breathe.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not
Okay.
supposed to put it over your mouth.
Well, I just want to make sure that.
Now, how do we know? Because I don't want to drop anything.
So we don't know which
Pass
one.
it around, Doug.
Okay, so this I'm handing to Karen. She can hand that to G. You got another
Big
one?
G, this is you.
This
Hang
one's
on,
Karen's.
Hang on.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
All right, so I've got mine. So
One.
let's why don't we go ahead and do kind of a nosing, and then we'll do a typical nosing, and then a palate. And
Okay, nose time.
definitely a Four Roses.
I smell Granny's
Smoky.
panties in here.
Stop. Grandma doesn't stink.
Grandma doesn't stink.
This one is smoky. I will say that was the initial hint I got off the bat.
Okay, I do like the nose. It has a very rich nose. So just to remind us, we don't have to say our guess till we've tried both of them. So
Okay, good, because
so yeah, we'll
Are we
I
doing
want
this
let's
first?
nose it one more time. Kind
What
of.
are you getting on the nose, G?
I'm getting Grandma's hard candy.
Grandma's thong.
Yeah, it's got a
I'm
really-
getting Grandma's thong out of this.
This also has a nice nose. I'm getting a little bit of floral
Yep.
and some which you can get off Four Roses, a little bit of dark fruit, some caramel.
I'm getting the ethanol out of here.
You get ethanol.
I get total fruit out of it actually.
Do you?
Actually, I get I won't say dark fruit, but I actually get lighter fruit.
Yeah, some orchard fruit in there. It's like peaches.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Doug.
Go ahead. No.
I was just going to say I have a hard time getting anything. I got smoke right off the bat.
I didn't get any smoke at all.
But I'm not getting smoke now.
Yeah, nothing I would describe as smoke. But so let's do our palates and see how that goes.
Smooth.
Very smooth.
Very smooth.
Wow. Total difference from
I
the
get
nose to the palate.
I'd say milk chocolate and some dried apricots or some orchard fruit.
Wow.
A little caramel.
I get brown sugar.
Yeah.
I get
Get a toasted oak taste out of it. Which to me, I say toasted oak because I think every bourbon has an oak flavor. But this one I really get a toasty.
But there's
it's
a
short finish out of it.
yes.
There's a richness to this on the palate. And I agree, the finish is not all that long, but it doesn't even seem to matter because it's so rich. Now, I sure hope that this is the treated one because it, I mean, I'm a big fan of Yellow Label, but this is, this kind of competes with what we've had tonight.
So I'm not a big Four Roses drinker, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult for me because I just don't know Four Roses on a regular basis. But I'll be interested to
There's
see what the other one
a
compares
very
to.
nice oaky, rich smoothness to this.
Yeah, on the second drink, after the palate just kind of, sloshing around, I actually got a little bit of peppermint, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it again.
You know what? I can go with some mint
Maybe like a menthol, like.
I got just that. You know, sometimes when you drink and you swallow, you slosh it around, you swallow, and you kind of take a little bit of a breath, so to say. Sometimes things will appear, and for a quick minute, I got a little bit of peppermint on it there.
I can see that.
Well, and I'll go out on a limb and say that if this is not the whiskey treated one, then I've been spending way too much money on whiskey. Because what's Yellow Label, like $20? This tastes incredible to me. So.
I get we talked about apricot today. I could say apricot or
dried apricot.
Yeah.
Almost, when you get the dried version of it.
All right, it's,
okay, so Shauna's telling me it's time to do the next one.
Okay, and I just want to add, I don't get a lot of burn.
I don't either.
None at all. No, none at all. Very.
So move your glasses aside so you don't get them confused and pick up the wrong one. So make sure you get it
I just
out
don't
of the
want
way.
to spill
Okay.
it. So
Here's Greg's glass.
Hang on a
Karen.
second. Hang on a second.
Keep going, Doug, to the right.
Okay.
No, it's just waiting.
Okay.
Okay, Greggy.
Hang on.
Karen?
Stop. Okay, I
Got it.
Karen, here's yours.
Got it.
Okay. All right, so this is the.
This is a nice pour. It feels kind of heavy.
Shauna's giving.
This is total LPR. Liquid panty remover. I'm telling you right now.
You know what it does to you, though? It gives you
BDR. Bad dick report, boys. Bad dick report. Dem titties.
Isn't it awful that that's how it works? Look.
Oh, shit.
Well, this one here looks a little darker.
This here one. What? Did you take your mask off?
So to me, honestly, when I smell this, there's got some similarity, but less so.
No, this is total earthiness right here.
I don't get the smoke on the initial nose that I got from the first one.
I'm just getting less nose overall, less.
The first one was very light on the nose. This has got a little earthiness to it.
This
Opposite for me.
Lighter on the nose for me. I
get definitely some of the same elements. So I know this is a sibling of what I just had, but.
It's a lot more tame on the nose. It's kind of more difficult for me to pick
I'm the
anything
complete
out.
opposite. Yeah. I'm the complete opposite.
Really?
Yep.
All right. I better nose it again.
All right.
Any last nosing notes you want to give?
No, it just has an earthiness to it. That's all. I mean,
I'd still like it, but and there's definitely
I think there's
some of the same bit going on here.
Okay, I think it's I get more of a hint more of ethanol out of it than the first one.
Agreed.
And I'm not getting the floral out of this.
You haven't tasted yet?
No.
We ready?
No.
We ready?
You're getting ethanol in the nose.
Yeah, not a lot, but it's a little bit more than what we had before.
Tinge more, I would agree.
Okay.
Not as complex as the first one.
It's now I could be having a little desensitization, but the nose isn't hitting me as strong on this one. But I think the palate's really what's going to tell the difference. So
I get a little bit more. I get a little burn out of this.
a little more. You're tasting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you're tasting. Okay,
I'm tasting.
we can't tell. So okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
I think I almost got a little green apple out of that. Let me try that again.
Oh,
Now I feel like this is a little rougher.
Yeah.
more greeny tasting to me.
Yeah, I get a lot of fruit as well, but I'm still getting a little apple out of it.
I got some apple. I'd say it's a little brighter, little more ethanol taste, and I don't get the same level of richness.
I like that brighter description that you use because I agree.
A little hotter to me. A little more astringent.
Man, there's something else in there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm trying to put my
Something else in there.
finger
So
on
do you
it.
know which one is which?
I don't know, but I don't know which is which, but I like the first one better.
I agree.
I'm gonna say that the first one we had was the whiskey treated. It was just more oaky, but in a very smooth, mellowed way.
The second
And-
one's good, but it's not the first one for sure.
Yeah, and I like Yellow Label. I think it's one
Yeah,
of the best
absolutely.
values out there.
Absolutely.
You can't beat Yellow Label for a
Oh, it's a
$20
staple,
whiskey.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
but-
still have that.
But objectively, you know, I would definitely want the first one we had.
Absolutely. And the second one, I have more heat
A little more
Agreed.
heat.
on the finish. A lot more heat.
Yeah,
on
you
it.
feel
Not
it.
a lot more heat, I should
Which
say.
is consistent with a younger whiskey.
Right,
So
I
what
agree.
this comparison should tell us, if the first one was the whiskey, you know, a more aged bourbon would have a mellower, more rounded, more kind of.
And if not, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
If not, I know we just, you know, this whole
kidding,
show is a
I'm kidding,
sham.
I'm
What the
kidding.
hell?
We're just making goofballs of ourselves.
Yeah. What do we know? Okay. Should we
Unveil.
unveil?
Unveil.
So wait before
Okay.
Okay.
Already unveiled.
Everybody's unveiled.
number one was the whiskey.
Is that what everybody
I'd
says?
say number one was the
That's
whiskey.
my vote. Yes.
So number one
Oh, it's so
was
bright in
this
here.
bottle, which has a V on it.
Yeah. We know what the hell we're talking about.
The darker.
Here we go, brownies.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey, team, come on.
Let's get rid of the second one first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Sean, did you have? Oh, okay,
This is the
okay.
whiskey right here. I'm going to try it.
Oh my
I
God.
like that whiskey.
That whiskey is
Whiskey.
very good. Don't we can do our own shit.
So I think that's quite an interesting product because it's literally saying, hey, you know, we have this little dowel rod of white oak that's been charred on the outside, and you just dowel rod.
My mother called you Bhutani, but anyway, keep
And-
going.
And
going.
hey, you know, you just kind of put that in your whiskey for several weeks, and it'll turn it into a much better, more aged, mellowed whiskey. So maybe we just turned that $20 bottle of whiskey into an $80 bottle of whiskey.
Exactly.
I have to say that I didn't have any difficulty in picking out the two.
Right.
And the first one that we tasted was, to me,
And they were both good.
they're both good, but
Both
the
good.
first one had a much more mature taste to
Right.
it.
Yes,
Excellent.
definitely.
Richer,
Right.
more of the things we come to associate with a more aged whiskey. So, hey, so let you know,
So-
I round applause for whiskey. I think,
Yeah.
you know, for such a simple concept,
So
it's good.
Tell the audience
Where can you
where
get
can
this?
you get this?
I bought it online. I was just searching for whiskey products, which I do occasionally, because I'm always trying to find new things that we can talk about on the show that whiskey enthusiasts might be interested in.
Online, where, how, what?
I think if you just Google, well, I don't remember how I came across it exactly, but if you Google whiskey, VISKI, you will find it, and hopefully they're still available and readily available, and you can get your hands on it. I would say this is a great one. Do your own test on a standard bottle of whiskey, whatever it is that you drink, and then get two of them and do your own comparison. I think you'll be surprised. for what we've
Pleasantly.
seen.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we did 12 weeks. You could even do 8 weeks, or I think that.
And just to recap,
yeah.
for every how many weeks, it's how many
I
years.
think they said roughly for every 4 weeks is equivalent to 2 years in the barrel. So if you just look at the ratio of surface area of the whiskey dowel rod to what you have in terms of surface area on the inside of a white oak barrel, it's that's how they figure that out.
So you can't just go to Home Depot and get a dowel rod and stick it in your bourbon.
No, I would. I
Doesn't
just
work
get
that way.
just get the Visky kit. I think they've done a nice job. When you look at, I was
She's
going to
for
bring
sale.
it. I was going to bring it, but it was a little because it's charred. I was
Right.
afraid it might be a little messy, but it's got this very even char, and I don't know exactly how they did it, but and they have nice little. Well, you saw in the Wizards video how it looks. It's very simple to do. And I think the results are quite stunning. So it's a really good idea, a really good concept, and I was glad to see how well it works. So
Look at us. We got it, guys.
we're doing science here on the Whiskey Roundtable.
no love. I get no love either, Steve.
Yeah.
You see how
Now
this
is
works?
this which one is what's going on here? Oh, that's actually Belle Meade.
That's the
Yeah.
Belle Meade.
So there is. So when you first started
This is
talking
the
about
whiskey
this,
also.
Doug, this reminds me of the bourbon that Cheeseman brought you back.
Right,
And it
so I was
had
gonna talk about that after the show.
Um,
And it's got the stave in it, so to say. So
I can't remember the name of that.
something Eden. But anyway, we're gonna have another bottle of that on the show. But in the meantime, I think I still have that empty bottle, and me and Doug are gonna talk about that after the show. I was already thinking about this, knowing that we were gonna do this tonight.
We have plans.
So we have some moonshine over there
Oh my gosh.
from Shauna, and
Is it like your salsa? Because
so
your salsa.
we're gonna do some playing because we have some bigger projects coming up after the first of the year. So and we're at the beginning stages of that. So I think we might be in a good spot.
And everything we do here on the Whiskey Roundtable is for you, the audience. So
Amen. Except for Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve excluded.
Donnelly, yes.
All
Steve,
right.
no. Just
All right,
kidding,
kids,
Steve.
let's wrap it up.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you're with us here live, or if you're watching us later on, if you do miss the live show, please go ahead and watch whenever it's convenient, because still it's those views that help us keep this thing going. And we'll be back next Friday, and it will be October 1st, which is Karen's favorite month.
Halloween.
Month. Wow. Time flies again
Let's,
when you're having whiskey.
And let's do a scroll.
And
Well,
hey,
he's
wait.
got his famous words to
Oh,
say.
wait, we're not done yet. Let's hit the scroll, and then we'll
okay.
that
Doug will close us
scroll.
out.
But there's not a whole lot there. Jennifer Boggs is very happy to see Shauna. And Steve Williams said Grandma's thong. And of course Donnelly says, I like Grandma's thong.
Well, apparently, Steve, Donnelly's been cheating on you.
Well, and then Jennifer Boggs says, get ready guys, Granny doesn't wear a thong.
Oh, shit, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I just want to give a shout out. Oh, shit. I just want to give a shout out to Derek Pilarchuk, Roll and Smoke Barbecue, and his two little punk kids, Trevor and Shady Grady.
Are they
Listen,
in ballet right now?
They're in ballet right now, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, you should
Okay.
see their outfits. Very
Oh,
cool.
my
little,
gosh.
little pink
Very-
tutus?
Yeah, little tutus. Yes. It's crazy. So I got a couple words for you, little punks.
Get to bed.
Get to bed and ride them motorcycles, boys. That's where you're
yeah.
gonna get all the pussy. All right, let's go. Cash us out.
Okay. We'll end with our closing quote. So, Ashwin Sanghi, acclaimed Indian American author, responded to a reporter's comment. Each novel has been better than the last, so after your latest, it seems you'll next have to walk on water. To which he replied, I can't walk on water, but I can certainly wobble on whiskey. So,
Amen.
Don't we all?
Amen.
all right.
All right, kids. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching. I know it was a long show today. I hope it was educational. We always have a great time here at the Whiskey Roundtable, and we appreciate you
Very
guys
much.
watching.
Thanks for
and
watching.
subscribing.
Check out
So-
that Visky stick. 'Cause
and,
it's,
and
Check it out.
putting up with my banter. So we'll catch you cats next week. So here we are. Big G, the Whiskey Roundtable.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
And
Shauna Dunbar.
there we
All
go.
right. We'll see
Catch
you
you
guys
guys.
next week.
Sounds good.
So
Have a
long.
Be
safe
safe,
weekend.
guys.
Safe weekend.
Bye-bye.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Meade would be cut off. Hank Williams' songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never get over you. Whiskey stopped